Got my jet kit in the mail. So for a little bit of a break on the monotony, I'm gonna go see if I can't get that bike to start today. So I got the carbs off. I already sprayed them well with carb cleaner. Gonna hit them with some compressed air just to clean them out completely. And hopefully we will have a better result trying to start the bike today. So I'm going to go through a little bit of what comes in these jet kits from carbjetkits.com. I really love those guys, especially when they have a calculator for my bike. You basically just put in your mods and they just give you the jets that you need. You don't have to be like, well, do I try a 45 or 42.5 or a 48 or what do I do? No, they just take care of it. It's nice. So they got some shims for the needle, 2 pilot jets, or slow jets I guess you could call it, and 2 main jets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the needle jets. Now this one, now with these slides, what I noticed was they were really binding. Like you'd push them up and they wouldn't come, they wouldn't come back down very well. Actually, this one still doesn't. It's okay. A little sticky. Better though. It needs vacuum to work properly, but it's starting to, nope, there we go. Now it moves well. Cool. So I'm going to show you how I went from a sticky slide to this slide that works like it's supposed to. Cool. So what I got here is I got some silicone spray lubricant. Now I was looking for, I think this is the same type of stuff I used to use, but there was something I used that was like a silicone lubricant, and it wasn't made by the PB Blaster guys, it was made by somebody else. I can only assume this is the same stuff. But what it does is it lubricates old rubber. So it's a good, I used to do this on all my other old bikes I'd restore, where rubber stuff wasn't broken, but it definitely wasn't in the best shape in the world. It was about to crack, or it wasn't nice and malleable like it should have been. So these diaphragms are in good shape in the sense of they're not cracked, but they're pretty tough. They're pretty hard. So I want to lube them up, because when I took one of these off, half of this was over like that, and I don't know how long it stayed like that, so it needs a little bit of pampering to go back in the right position. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to shim the needle real quick. There's a little holder at the bottom here. There's a fillet or a common head guy there. You just unscrew it, and then the needle will slide right out. Do not lose this. Goes without saying. It would be a big pain in the ass if you did. So then you get your shimmy shims. It says 2 of them. I'm going to use both of them, because I'm going to assume that with an open air box and an open exhaust, going rich, as rich as I can go is good. And this will help out the mid-range very well. So there's just 2 itty-bitty little washers that you can't see. Stick them on the end there, slide them on. There, you're spaced. Slide it back into the, whoops, where'd it go? Oh, it's in there. Oh, it's on the other, it's on not the right hole. Story of my life. Alright, let's make sure it's in the center hole. There you go. Perfect. Okay, that's in there. Pop this cap back on. This is literally the hardest part, trying to get that to... Oh, first try. Sick. Trying to make it so it pops on there without being upside down or whatever. Oh, spoke too soon. Come on, buddy, get in there. There we go. Now it's locked in place. The guy's not moving. So let's get this thing lubricated, and it's pretty simple. You just take it and spray it on there. Don't go crazy with it, and you know, wipe off the excess too. Very, very gently. This is old rubber. You know, don't pull, don't yank. Just gently dab. And it'll get to where it's supposed to be. Cool. And then the slide itself, just hit it real quick. Same thing. Make sure you take off the excess. And just for safe measure, I'm gonna spray a little bit on the tunnel here, just to be safe. Again, don't use a lot, and make sure you clean up after yourself and don't leave an excess. And let's put it back in there. Slide this boy back in here. Now for these VTs, there's usually a little mark somewhere where you can tell the orientation of these diaphragms and how they're supposed to go on there. There's that little lip at the bottom right there. That goes over this. It's a really tiny little air channel, and it goes right over that. I'm gonna have to work it a few times once it's all put together to make sure that it moves up and down freely like its brother. So you just want to, you know, very, very carefully go around, make sure it's comfortably in its channels. Might take a few tries, but that is good. Cool. Take the spring. Obviously you don't want to forget this, otherwise it just won't work. It won't go up and down. Whoa, hey. And I'm just going to put in 2 screws to hold it in place for now. And this one has a little nib on it that shows you the correct orientation as well. So obviously make sure that's correct. And I'll hold it down with one finger pretty tightly until I get 2 of these screws in there tight. And then I'll get the other 2 in there and make it tight. Or as tight as I can get these itty bitty little screws that have been exposed to the elements for 30 years. And I'm surprised they're actually still not stripped. But I'm not going to be the one to strip them. Not today. Okay, cool. So, install the other screws. Alright, I just got the carbs filled up with fresh gas, just the bowls. Rejetted. See if it starts. Put that choke on, see if it does anything. Yeah. I heard a puff.
Right. Hey, you don't have a lighter or matches on you?
No, hang on. Ooh boy. First time in 30 years. How about it? All right.
You're not 30.
No, I'm 31, but the bike is 29.
Well, that's good. That's awesome.
Sweet. Killer, man.
Now, did you have to like swap out certain parts or?